Crazy Red Emu here with Monsterarts' best figure of all time ever, Anguirus from Godzilla vs. Gigan. My boy finally has a Monsterarts figure and it is so good. It is amazing. It is, as far as I can tell, screen accurate as hell. Articulated greatly. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. You're getting all your poses out of this thing. The arm does pop out if you go too far up. But I mean, his arm ain't really supposed to go that far up. The shell is connected to this little belt of skin, and it sits loosely, so as you articulate him, the shell will move out of the way, which also means you can pop them apart and have a naked version, which I will show off later. He has a little articulated tongue that's hard to reach, and for some reason always wants to go to one side or the other, because heaven forbid it's set in the middle. I kind of wish the tongue wasn't articulated. If it wasn't for like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, where you could like see his tongue, I'd have been fine with a molded in tongue, honestly. Look at them eyes. Look at them horns. Look at them teeth. There's a little bit of bleed over on like one tooth, which, knowing, well, maybe some brown on here. Just a tiny bit. But compared to a lot of other ones, that's still pretty damn good. I'm going to get one more, possibly two more. And so whatever one has the best teeth will be my base standard Anguirus. And then I'm going to get one that's from versus Mechagodzilla, so he's missing his fangs. So if this one has the worst teeth, this will be the versus Mechagodzilla one. See what I mean? You go too far up and the arms pop out. I think it's because it like puts tension on that little sleeve, that little shoulder sleeve, so that pops it out. So like if you move that around, it won't pop it out. Now, let's get some comparisons. Like in your mind's eye, or in your, like when you remember it, Anguirus always seems smaller than he actually is, but you gotta remember he's a guy in a suit, so he's probably, you know, logically around the same size as Godzilla. But like, I always imagine him smaller. Here's a guy again. Here's a guy again. And here is the Revolotech Anguirus, who, when I think of the movie, his tail caught on everything, I imagine it like that, even though that is not the reality of this situation. So I may end up still using him for a lot of photos just because he's more aesthetically pleasing to my imagination. But still better colored, because he's brown and that one's like a tan. Let's continue with these comparisons. And we shall get, I believe it was, what, X Plus? Yeah, X Plus Godzilla Tower. And the bootleg Showa King Ghidorah. That looks good. Except for, you know, they painted it to look like Monk's legendary King Ghidorah, which sucks. The color, anyway, sucks. Now, Naked Anguirus. Yeah, this amuses me. I'm gonna do jokes from over the hedge where that turtle lost his shell. Sadly, you know, obviously there's gonna be a huge gap because they didn't make him design him for, you know, shellless behavior. I wonder if he's gonna be retooled into Baragon. I feel like the basic skeleton is this. Well, I guess as a guy in a suit, of course, the basic skeleton's the same. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. It's a little bit of a pain to pop the waist back in after doing that gag, but it ain't that bad. Oh, right. I should do his four-legged quadruped. Well, not quadruped, really. He's just crawling on his hands and knees. For some reason, on mine, this foot doesn't bend quite as much as this one over here. But still. Ah, perfection. Let's get a close-up of his back. See? Very nice. Anyway, that's all I got, because I gotta go to work. So Crazy Red Emu is signing off.